You are listening to Serena Grassa Podcast. Each short fictional story is written and creatively directed by Serena Grassa. If you like the podcast, please remember to follow and subscribe. The next story is called Curiosity Streets.
Cobblestones, a bicycle leaning against the wall, fruit and veg baskets on the storefront, flower pots, locals conversing at coincidental locations, sunlight reflecting off parked car mirrors in my direction as I walk. I am still me, but my thoughts are different today, so I feel different. Why? Because I am walking in streets that are new to me. They are completely different to what I know, so they catch my attention. I am here in the street, not lost in my thoughts somewhere else. I am in this moment and in this street. For some reason, I had become a creature of habit, walking the same streets at the same time, as if somehow routine would keep me well, but in fact the opposite occurred. I noticed that I started worrying more about inconsequential things, about things that may never happen, overanalyzing when not necessary, just lost in my head basically, and unable to enjoy the present moment. Then I spoke to my best mate.
Dude, you gotta change it up a bit. That's your issue. You do the same thing every day. You need to mix it up. When you do that, it gets you out of your head, stops you worrying all the time, gives you something new to think about instead of rehashing the same old thought pattern again and again. Look it up. Change is a thing that can help you. I read about it somewhere before.
Was my mate onto something? I asked my work colleague, who was studying psychology by night.
Yeah, it's a thing. What you are talking about isn't just random. It's actually recognized in psychology. It's known as novelty-induced attentional reset, and it also crosses into behavioral activation, disrupting rumination. Novelty-induced attentional reset is a big name for something that is actually very simple. Imagine you ate the same ice cream every single day. Even if it was your favorite, after a while it would feel boring. But if one day you try a new flavor, your brain goes, "Whoa, what is this? Let's pay attention." That little spark of interest feels exciting. That's novelty. Another example could be, if you walk the exact same way to work every day, you stop noticing things. But if one day you take a different street, you notice new houses, a different dog, a tree you've never seen. Your brain wakes up. What happens in your brain when you see or do something new is that your brain turns on like a light. It pays attention. It stops replaying old thoughts. It feels curious instead of bored. New things help your brain feel fresh instead of stuck. When you feel stuck, your brain can start thinking the same thoughts again and again. Doing something new is like opening a window, letting fresh air in. The brain says, "Oh, there's more to the world than just the same thought." Basically, your brain feels happier and more alive when you try new things. It's not silly or childish. It's how humans are built.
Cool. And what was the other area you said it crossed into? Rumination something?
Behavioral activation disrupting rumination. Rumination is when your brain gets stuck on one thought and keeps replaying it over and over. It's like when a song gets stuck in your head, or you keep thinking about something embarrassing, or you worry about something that hasn't even happened yet. Your brain just keeps circling the same thought. Even if you tell it to stop, it doesn't stop.
That's exactly what I seem to have an issue with.
Really, what's advised is behavioral activation. Basically, when your thoughts feel stuck like that, you change what you're doing. You don't wait to feel better. You move first. Imagine this. You're sitting on your bed feeling sad. Your brain keeps saying, what if they don't like me? What if I did something wrong? You try to think your way out of it, but it keeps coming back. Now, instead, you go outside and bounce a ball or help your mom cook. Walk the dog. Draw a picture. Your brain has to focus on what your hands and eyes are doing. And slowly, the stuck thought gets quieter. Not because you solved it, but because your brain switched jobs. This works because your brain has only so much attention. If it's busy catching a ball or cooking with your mom, walking the dog, or whatever, it has less room to keep replaying the same thought. Action changes the channel.
Basically, new things wake your brain up. So when you go somewhere you've never been, take a different street, try something new, your brain gets curious. Curiosity pushes out stuck thinking. And when your brain feels stuck thinking the same thing, don't fight the thought. Move your body, do something, go somewhere new. Your brain will follow your actions. I took my friend's advice and my work colleagues' expert knowledge, and I put it to the test by taking a trip to Paris. What I found was the stuck feelings loosened. It all seemed so easy in the end. I was living in the present moment more, aware of my surroundings, enjoying life. Had all my previous concerns that were looping in my head been resolved? Nope, but I was certainly thinking about them less, and that was good enough. When I was a child, I think I had this knowledge intuitively. If I was upset, I would run outside, climb something, play, switch games. My body moved and my brain reset. But as an adult, I slowly stopped doing that. I thought I needed to solve feelings with thinking. I think I learned through the school system, impossible just life, that I ought to think things through. Be responsible. Figure it out. So I started sitting and thinking harder, but it got me nowhere. It's like digging a hole deeper instead of climbing out. What had changed drastically since I was a child was the fact that I sit still way more. I sit at a desk. I sit and drive. I sit watching television. I sit looking at my phone. Some of these can't be avoided, but when not necessary, I now minimize this time sitting. I also had learned somehow in adulthood that I should use my time productively, and I didn't class walking a new route home that took longer to be a proactive use of time or going somewhere I didn't have a reason to go. This seemed inefficient, but now I look at it as beneficial. I took a look on Reddit, as I love getting opinions of regular everyday people. What I found was that large numbers of readers of my comment thread had found these simple fixes really helpful also. Not all of us have the luxury of taking a trip to Paris for no particular reason like me, so I enjoyed reading more simple ways people had applied these concepts. One guy said,
I drove to a town not that far away from where I live that isn't particularly touristy or anything, and I had no justification to go there. I didn't make a plan of how long I would stay or what I would do there. I just arrived there and wandered in and out of shops, ended up spending 2 hours in a vintage comic store and then drove home. My sour mood from the previous days completely dissolved.
I also enjoyed reading a user's very clever use of tech for when you really can't go somewhere new or move.
Instead of doom scrolling, I decided to open my YouTube in incognito mode. I just sat on the home feed for a while. I felt like I went on a journey of videos I would normally never look at. I ended up becoming really interested in one particular video. I then decided to look up training courses in that area. I got so absorbed in the whole thing that I completely forgot about the argument I had with a friend that was causing me to feel really stressed the previous days.
I really liked these examples because along with the psychological known benefits, they seem such easy actions to take. I talked to my best mate again.
Yeah, that's the thing. It can be so easy. I now have that song playing in my head when I go look for a new street that I don't know anything about, where the streets have no name.
Love it. Nice one. I call them curiosity streets.